With these 10 ingredients, you can make a very high quality medicated bar soup. I'll start by soaking my soda ash and my caustic soda for 24 hours. For this production, I'm going to be using 120 grams of caustic soda and 200 grams of soda ash. Okay, I started by soaking my caustic soda in half liter of water. Immediately I poured in my caustic soda, I noticed that the water became hot. One of the safety precautions when handling with these 10 ingredients caustic soda is to always add caustic soda into water and not water into caustic soda. Also, use a very thick plastic container while soaking your caustic soda. Like in this video here, you see that plastic I used. See what the caustic soda did to it. So imagine this thing dropped on somebody's skin. It would have done the same thing to the person's skin. It's highly corrosive. So while soaking it, endeavor to use a very thick plastic. Look at the caustic soda is. The plastic I used, it deformed it, melted it, kept on melting until I rushed and changed it into another container. So next I'll be soaking 200 grams of soda ash in this container. The soda ash is not as corrosive as the caustic soda, so I think any plastic can do. So this is the soda ash after putting it in water. And I'll be keeping that for 24 hours before we start our production. So after 24 hours, before you start mixing your chemical, make sure the plastic I used, make sure you already assembled your mold if you're using the local mold. But if you have a silicone mold, just keep it close to you, because immediately after mixing out all the chemicals, you'll be transferring that into the mold immediately. So the first ingredient that will be going into the bucket is the PKO. PKO is short form of palm kernel oil. You can also use bleached palm oil. I'll be doing that in my next video. So after that, I'll be adding sodium sulfate. Right here, I'm using 100 grams of sodium sulfate. Make sure you already assembled your mold if you're using the companies as a January. After adding your sodium sulfate, you start stirring, and then remember to stir in one direction until you finish your soup production. Right here, I'm going to be stirring my mixture in the clockwise direction until I finish this soup production. So the next ingredient I'll be adding is the 24 hours caustic soda solution. I'll be adding it into the mixture, and then I'll keep stirring in clockwise direction. You keep stirring until you have an even mixture. And next, I'll be adding our soda ash solution. That's after adding your sodium sulfate solution, the soda ash you soaked for 24 hours, you add it into the mixture, and then you keep stirring in a clockwise direction until you have an even mixture. So right here, the next ingredient is the foaming agent. Here I'm using 200 ml of the foaming agent. Once I add it, I'll keep stirring in clockwise direction. After adding that, I'll add my water-based color. I'm using the yellow color. It's optional. If you don't want any colors in your soup, you can just skip that. But I'm using the 24-hour solution. The soda ash. Is this orange or yellow? I don't even know. The next thing I'll be adding is my fragrance. I'm using 50 ml of oil-based perfume. After that, I'll add this antiseptic solution, 60 ml of that, and then I'll give that a very thorough stir in a clockwise direction. Next, I'll be adding calcium, 50 grams of calcium into the mixture, and then I'll be giving that a thorough stir in a clockwise direction still. Then the last ingredient in this production is our sodium silicate, 100 ml of sodium silicate. Is this orange or yellow? I don't even know. The next thing I'll be adding a very thorough stir before transferring it immediately into my soup mold. I'll start by using my silicone mold because that's the one I prefer the most. After which I'll go and use my locally made mold. So this is the end of the production. This is day 2 of our production. After transferring the mixture into the mold, I left it there to solidify for 24 hours before going back to the soup. Look at how it came out. It came out really nice. And trust me, this soup foams very well. And after it smells nice. And then look at that shape. The silicone mold is just the best. The locally made mold is also nice, but look at now, just look at the shape of the soups coming out from the silicone mold. It's very beautiful. Well, it smells beautiful. It has the shape of our regular soups. So this is me removing the soup from the mold. the one from the silicone mold actually looks more aesthetic. It looks like your regular toilet soup. It has the same shape like a regular toilet soup. And then this is the one from the locally made mold. Both of them are nice. They smell nice. It foams well. And then once you pick it up, you just think it's your regular medicated soup. It smells nice. It has the shape of so after removing it from the mold, I allowed it to cool off for some time, like say 4 hours before packaging my soup. These soups are really nice. I can't believe I made this. I learned this skill a long time ago. I never knew I'll be sharing it with you guys free of charge. As long as you stay on this channel, I'll be sharing so many other productions with you. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment so that I'll reach a wider audience. That's nice. Rise and shine, give God the glory. Rise and shine, give God the glory. Hold on, let me teach you how to make your